So I fasted 7 days, no food, no water. Hi everyone, I'm Vera and I just want to share my fasting experience, dry fasting particularly. And so it may bless someone out there, maybe who's looking to that journey. So where do I start? I'm currently doing my 7 days dry fast, and this is the first time I'm going 7 days. I've done 3 days dry fast severally. It was a nice experience, and I was just led to do more this year, but then I was looking at going 14 days. Like, my spirit was really leading me to go on more. I didn't want to go dry first at all. At first I wanted to go like water fast, but I just felt like, let me go what I've started with, and maybe I can try on water fast later. And so this is the 4th day I'm recording this particular video. This is the 4th day of my dry fasting. Like I said, I've done dry fasting 3 days severally, but this is the first time I'm exceeding 3 days with dry fasting. Now let me share my experience. The first day, it's easy. It's just like maybe you get busy and you go without food for a day. It's normal, like, okay. The second day is the most terrible day of dry fasting. The second day began craving, like I began craving all sort of meals. My mom would bring pictures of all the meals, even the ones I don't like. You bring pictures. I'll say, I want to eat this. I want to eat this. Like this time around, all of a sudden, that's how I was telling myself. I said, by the time I'm done with this fast, I'm going to get a mortar. I want to eat like something pounded. I want to eat maybe some pounded yam. I want to eat something like plantain. I want to eat pound Irish potato. Like, I just started craving that with some very good soup. I'm a good cook, by the way. I normally don't like food, but I cook well. So I was having all those cravings. The normal fruit, I normally eat fruits daily, and like even the fruits, like if I could have a taste. Like the second day was all about the temptation. The temptation is so loud. It's really so loud. And this time I challenged myself. Like when I would normally do the other fasting, I would not have food in my house. I actually take out everything in my house. I'll take out food in the kitchen. I'll dash it, and then I'm going to close my door and stay indoors and do the fasting. And so even if I'm tempted, I'll not have anything to fall back on. But this time around, I really wanted the result. My heart was set out for what I want. And I noticed now I stay with my kid sister. So I would actually literally send her to buy stuff, to stock the house, to cook food for herself. She'll cook, and I'll even perceive everything coming from the kitchen, but I'll not be moved. I'll see the food, but I'll not be moved to eat it. I go around, even in the day too, when I was getting all that craving for food, I'll see the food, but I'll not be tempted to. I remember I had a guest, and I actually went to the kitchen to heat up. I take out something from the fridge to heat up for her, but I did not taste it. So this time I feel, yes, so this time I feel like I'm more focused. I really don't care about the food. And let me say something. I'm normally not a foodie. I've always been very skinny, but I didn't want to stay skinny. I didn't feel so comfortable staying skinny, and so I started going by vitamins and taking a lot of vitamins and fruits to help my eating habit. So I started putting on some weight, and I was happy with it. And so like I put on more weight this season before the fast than ever, and I was really getting comfortable with my body. And then the fasting season came up, and then all of this, it was quite a hard decision for me. I'm like, I'm just trying to put on weight. So I finally made the decision. Second day is quite difficult. Start getting slight headaches, start feeling a bit weak, but internally you feel energized. The third day is the most beautiful day of fasting. Personally, my third day experience with dry fasting is there is more energy. You feel like you can go on more and more fasting days. It literally feels like day one, and you don't really crave to eat or something. But I noticed something. No, that was breaking the fourth day. Towards the end of the third day, you start feeling really hungry. Really hungry. That's what I felt. That's for me. I started feeling really hungry, and I was thirsty too the third day. I was just thinking, like, if I sip some small water, I'll be fine. But I set myself on a course. I didn't want to break it. And so the third day comes and passes. The evening is actually very difficult. And now the fourth day, I woke up feeling strong. That's when I opened my eyes. But now getting up from my bed, I felt pain. Like, not like I have body pains, but I felt like it was more difficult for me to wake up. That's for me. I felt like it was difficult for me to wake up, to bend, to grab something. And in all of this, I would normally go live. I'm a YouTuber, prophetic prayers. Of course, I'm posting the videos on prophetic prayers. I'll go live every day 4 a.m. I need to get up. I have to pray. I normally pray in the midnights too, and then prepare for my live session. I come on and pray. I noticed my tone reduced. I was really trying to put on some more strength to talk. I'm normally a loudspeaker. God has so endowed me with strength in my voice, and so even at my weakest state, I could be very loud. So that helped me in the live sessions. After that, like, I'll just be wanting to sit down. I wouldn't want to really stand the Lord. That happened to the third day. Like, I can't stand for long. And if I'm moving, like, I'm just trying to help myself to really move about. And I walk pretty slow to retain my energy, because I know there are more days ahead. Wow, so now I'm recording this video on the fourth day, and this is the experience. I went to church. I was still slow in movement, prayed, I danced a little. When I dance, I feel so tired. So I'll sit down and gather some strength, and then I get up again. Standing is really difficult. It's really difficult. I actually left. I felt like sleeping. I felt like laying down, and so I actually left the service, let's say a few minutes before it closed. Like, I couldn't take it no more. I exited. I came home. I laid down. I felt like the laying down was everything my body just needed. Somehow I feel so energized inside. The kind of strength I feel is like, if I get up, I'm going to do a lot. But it's when I actually get up and get on those things. And then today, slight headaches, yeah. Not so very hard headaches, but slight. And then I'm actually dehydrating. The third day, you dehydrate. The dehydration starts showing even on your lips. Fourth day to the dehydration. I got some Blue Seal Vaseline I put my pink lip balm actually has some Vaseline on it, so it helps with the cracks. It helps with the cracks. And so the kind of dry fasting I'm doing is not like the hard dry fasting. Hard dry fasting is when you go without food, without water, and you don't even bathe, you don't brush up. But the soft dry is when you at least bathe and brush up. So there's a way your body tries to gain or take some moisture when you bathe. That's why it's called soft dry fasting. And so I'm going to give an update, maybe from maybe this evening, how I feel. I'll make another video from the 4th day to the 7th day. To the 7th day, I'll let you know how it went. And actually, talking about result, the Lord actually spoke to me on the 2nd day, spoke some words to me. 2nd day was important. I wrote it down. 3rd day, nothing much. And in the morning, I was feeling worried. I wanted to maybe ask for advice with some people, like, what about when you're praying and then you're not getting the voice of God, like God is not really telling you anything? But then I looked at what I was out for. Like, I really felt like I had to do this season. I felt like there are a lot of things that needed to be put in place, and the fasting was going to help me. And so I gathered strength from there. I was like, whether God talks to me or God doesn't talk to me, I'm going to push forward. I'm going to go ahead. And so that gave me some strength. I smiled and I continued praying, and then I took my bath to church. So I don't know who's out there who needs this video. I went around looking for maybe fasting videos, but I didn't quite get a lot of information that I wanted. But for some few, that really helped. So I think more videos like this are really needed to tell people how it looks like. I actually did a research on fasting, and most videos, like they're saying dry fasting more than 3 days without water is not really recommended. But if you're led in your spirit, you can go on. And dry fasting, you could end at 7 days at most, because man's body is made up of water. Like, you could go without food and water without food, but with water for long. But dry fasting can actually end you up in a medical situation. I didn't consult my doctor, and so I think a close friend was advising me, oh, you had to check with the doctor before going. I'm like, I've been a sickling. I had been a sickling almost all my life until 2022, when God saved me for many. Hi everybody, God bless you amazingly. I'm Vera, and I want to share my 7 days of dry fasting experience. This is actually the 6th day. I wanted to say this journey because it was quite challenging when I wanted to find on the internet, like 7 days dry fasting experience. I saw a lot of people fasting because they wanted to lose weight, and I didn't get a lot of details I wanted, and so I thought adding my own video to it can maybe help the situation. Okay, so I was led in my spirit to go on dry fasting. I have done 3 days dry fasting a couple of times. The first time was quite challenging, and other times was really not quite challenging. But this time I extended, not just 3 days, 4, 5, 6, and 7 days. This is a 6th day, 4 p.m. So I will be entering the last day tomorrow. God has been faithful.
The first day for me was normal. It's like a day when you go without food. Maybe you got busy. And the second day was so hard. I would say it is the hardest day of fasting. Even when I took 3 days of fasting, the second day was really the hardest. And so this is what happened the second day. I was craving everything. I wanted to eat this, I wanted to eat that, I wanted to eat, my mind was just food. I'm normally not a foodie, but I cook well. And it was first of all quite challenging for me to begin the fast because I struggle with food. And before going on that fast, I'd been on some vitamins to help my appetite. And I was really putting on the weight I wanted because I've been very skinny. So it was quite challenging. I'm like, oh, I'm going to lose everything I've been working hard for, but I just had to go by it. The Lord was leading me. Severally, it was a struggle on me turning down the decision until I finally made up my mind. So the second day was quite hard. I was craving all sort of food, and then it passed. The third day was easy. It was kind of easy. Very easy. I went through it nicely. Then the fourth day, I was so weak. My goodness, I was so weak. I couldn't walk. I was always walking slowly. Even till now, I walk slowly. I walked slowly because I really felt my strength was failing me. I walked very slowly to every destination I was going to. I went to church. I think the fourth day was a Sunday. I was in church. I was standing up for a church activity, and the next minute I'm so tired and all I want to do is sit down. And I'm in the choir. I actually asked for my name to be struck off all any activity that would require me to be standing. Like, I didn't want that because I would not stand for so long. I'm talking, I feel quite tired right now. When I get to day 5, you understand why I'm talking and I feel a bit tired. I'm normally a loud talker. God has graced me with power in my speech. I'm very loud. I have so much strength in my voice, but if I'm talking like this, you understand. And so the fourth day passed. I was weak. I couldn't stay in church till the end of the service. I was feeling to really lie down. Like, when you lay down, it feels much better. You feel energized. The fourth day was really difficult. In the evening, it was challenging for me to sleep. I had difficulty sleeping. That's my experience. To somebody, it could be easier. I've had difficulty sleeping in the afternoon. Until evening, I was struggling. The next day, which was the 5th day, I woke up surprised to be up. I was feeling energized as usual. Inner fulfillment, but I had a little fever. I was feeling sick. In all of this, I was praying hard. It's not just fasting, but praying hard. So I was losing some strength praying. And I have a YouTube channel, of course. I'm posting some prophetic prayers. 4 a.m. I'm live and I pray like I'm normal. At some point, I was telling my audience, may God give me strength. They didn't understand. I just didn't want to tell them, okay, I've been on this fast. Okay, like now I'm talking, you could see a very thick clothing around my mouth. I've been using a lot of petroleum jelly, the Blue Seal Vaseline for my lips. It has been really cracking because the moisture is not there. It cracks, so the Blue Seal Vaseline helps me and I peel off the cracks, and that's why my lips still look a little bit nice, but it's really been cracking. And so when I'm talking now, I don't have a lot of water in my body. So at some point, when I noticed when I was praying this morning in the live session, my mouth was I had to constantly rub my mouth with the Vaseline and then try to stretch, because the tightness in my mouth was really serious. Hi everyone, hallelujah, glory to God. I'm recording this actually one day after the 7th day of my dry fast. I didn't have the strength to record on the last day. I didn't. Okay, so because I don't want to go all over all the videos, maybe the short clips, because I was making this short clips. I don't want to go all over them again. I just want to do this one and attach to it. And so I was saying I was going to make a video that's on the 4th day, that I'll make maybe a video from the 4th to the 7th, but I made the seed day already. So feed and seed is already made. I want to tell you the 7th day experience. My goodness. Whew. You know, from the 6th day experience was the hardest day of the fast. It was so hard. I give God glory. It's done, and I feel so fulfilled in my spirit. I feel so different. I feel like I just walked into another realm. Like praying is a bit more easy. I feel I'm so full of life. Hallelujah. And so this is what happened on the 6th day. I almost died. Let me use that word. I almost died. I was tired. I lose strength. My heartbeat increased on the 6th day morning. If I'm breathing, you could feel my heart. My heartbeat increased. This was not just fasting, it was praying and fasting and prayer. So I got to pray. Sometimes I strain myself, I lose strength. And in all of this, I have to go to church, and we've got our own activities in church. I have to pray, I have to try to catch up with the activities in church. So it wasn't that easy. And so now I went to church in the evening. In the morning, it was not easy at all. My heartbeat raised. My mouth was so dry. I couldn't talk much, and I was losing a lot of strength. So by evening, I went to church. I was feeling very uncomfortable. I would turn on the seat many times. I want to lie down. I want to sit. No, I want to stand. I want to everything. My whole body was just so overwhelmed about the situation. And then that day, I was shocked. On the 6th day, this is going to be funny to your ears, but of all the days I pulled on the 6th day, yes, I used the toilet on the 6th day. I peed as though it was normal. It's like everything was just leaving my system then. I don't know where my system got that water from. I was able to do the push, but I did. Because I watched some videos and people were asking, like, who was talking about their dry fasting, like, okay, like, did you poo, did you wee, did you? So I'm just giving that update for whoever I may concern. So the 6th day was so hard. It was the hardest. Getting into the 7th, so hard. I couldn't wait to earn. I couldn't wait to drink some water. I was losing strength. Even the strength to pray again was no longer there. The most I could do towards the end was meditate. I couldn't wait to grab water. I was so thirsty. I was thirsty to the core. Well, that's my experience. For some people, it was so easy when they share their experience. They're like, okay, I went 7 days fasting, no food, no water, and here am I, ta-da! Like, they didn't explain how hard it is, but that's how I felt. I give glory to God. It went on successfully, and I became more skinny. Yeah, I lost a lot of weight. If you saw me a week before, you could think maybe I've gotten into one deep trauma or I'm sick or something. Actually, I met people on the way and they asked me, are you alright? I was looking sick. My mouth was all white. The cracks were visible even with the Vaseline. Okay, right now it doesn't show because I've used the Vaseline more. My God, Blue Seal Vaseline is so good. It's so good. It could cover up the cracks and everything. And even the cracks, it peeled off.
So I want to thank God. The fasting got over for me, like the prayer got over, and the testimonies are just still coming in. God told me a lot. I am open more into the spiritual realm, and it's a beautiful place to be. Oh my God, this is a noise I didn't want. It's a beautiful place. So if the Lord is laying in your heart to take a fast like this, know that this is the experience you will go through. Okay? I love you all so much. I am sorry for the repetitions in the video because I was trying to put together. Even now, okay, let me say how I feel after the fast. I don't feel so okay. I've gotten some strength. I could walk and not feel too tired, but I cannot strain myself a lot. And then I took a warm water immediately after like breaking the fast a bit, just lukewarm water. That's what I took. And then I couldn't lay my hands on some cucumber, so I got watermelon. But when I ate it, the watermelon was so hard, so it got stuck on my chest. I would have made that as juice instead, but that's past and gone. I did that, and after that I was feeling hungry, and then on and on. I pray that God helps everyone who's trying to search Him in greater dimensions. And to tell you the truth, I'm willing to go on. I feel like that's the less I could do. I feel God is calling me into more realms and walk with Him. And I feel like even the intense fasting works more for me, as I'll keep doing as He leads me. God bless you for watching. I know if the video could be boring for you or repetition, but I know you got something. God bless you amazingly. I love you all so much. And shalom.